Hello and welcome to this episode of Sabbath Worship with Ben. Hope you all enjoy it, and as usual, have a lesson and a presentation. Hope you all will have a blessed Sabbath. I'm going to do my lesson. This lesson is entitled Willing and Able. So the story for this week is about when Jesus was walking along between town to town as he did, when he was approached by a man with leprosy. In case you didn't know, leprosy is a horrible disease contracted from all kinds of animals. Animals usually carry it and are unaffected. But in humans, it causes boils to break out and for people's skin to kind of decompose on their body in a sense. Not in a rotting way, but they're bubbles up and breaks, and eventually at the end your fingers and toes fall off, and then even possibly your limbs before it eventually kills you. And today there's a cure, and it's very rare, but back in Jesus' day there is no way for anyone to get rid of it. Once they had it, it was a death sentence. The Jews believed that it was a punishment from God if you caught it. So people who had it had to leave so that they wouldn't infect anyone else, because the disease was spread through touch. And so this leper approached Jesus and asked him to heal him, because he had heard of what Jesus had done. And Jesus took pity on him and touched him and healed him. The disciples are amazed, but nothing happened to Jesus. He had power over the disease that was in the man. So he was cured completely. And he just told him not to tell anyone to go on his way. But he was so excited and thankful for what Jesus had done that he ended up telling people anyway. And people who were amazed at what Jesus did soon started to follow him. So, in White compares this story to us today in our lives. People often came to Jesus and he didn't help them right away. He still helped them, but their response wasn't immediate. Likewise, when he gives us earthly things today that we ask for, it might be delayed or even something completely different than what we asked. But with the man with leprosy, he answered immediately. He wasted no time in freeing him from the disease. Similarly, Jesus doesn't hesitate when we pray to him and ask him for help today. He is always there to help us, whether we ask him for strength to fight our battles in the spiritual realm, or whether we're there to ask him for freedom from sin, because only through the power of Jesus can we be freed. So Jesus is always there, ready to answer whenever we call. That's why it's so important that we are unified with him, that we pray to him whenever we're in trouble. That's the lesson for this week, is that Jesus is with us and he's always ready to help us from sin. So when we ask for earthly things, we might not always get what we ask. But in spiritual things, he is able to give us everything that we ask for immediately, and he does so. That's the lesson for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm going to do my presentations. Presentation is going to be about the Sabbath day. While we've already talked about the Sabbath being on Saturday rather than Sunday, it's still important for us to remember that God has given us 6 days of the week to spend our time. The whole Sabbath is all that he asks for us to spend with him. 1 day out of 7, so we respectful that we give him what he asks for us, seeing as he's given us 6 days to do whatever else we need to do. I simply ask that we spend extra time with him on one day. It's important that we remember all that he's done in the past as well. Example, in the children of Israel was the coming to Canaan. God didn't only feed them, he fed them double on Friday. That was usually rotted overnight. He prevented it from doing so they wouldn't have to gather any food on the Sabbath. So this was just one of the miracles that God performed, that his servants could stay true to him. Another example, well, not with the Sabbath, is when Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to eat the king's food and ate vegetables and drank water instead of eating the king's meat and wine. While it doesn't apply to Sabbath, it's another reminder that God is willing to bless us when we're willing to go through what he asks us to, and in reality it's important for us to know that God is always with us. God will be with us when we face struggles. So when we're facing difficulties, or whenever we're tempted to let our minds wander on Sabbath, we should bring it back and ask God to do so for us. So he's set up everything so we can spend time with him. The Sabbath was made for men and not man for the Sabbath. We're only hurting ourselves if we don't spend time with God. He's provided us with such an excellent way to do so. So this Sabbath and all the Sabbaths to come, let's spend some time with God. That's the lesson presentation for this week. Hope you all have a blessed Sabbath. See you next time. Bye.